Just trying to feel normal. It's all.
It's hard these days.
I'm trying. It's I am grasping at straws, trying to be just a functional human person today.
I get it.
And listen, not for nothing, I've been putting on a heck of a show. Everyone thinks I'm really nailing it, I think. Or at least from my perspective, I see them looking at me and there's this glint in their eyes that says, yeah, that guy's doing it. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the only podcast on the internet where we struggle in public to be actual human people. Simply because you pointed at the intros during the music, I'm going to stall.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to happen. That's what's going to
Backfire.
happen. Here's the thing. Guys, I, just like early 2000s Miley Cyrus, I Shan't Be Tamed. Was that her song?
I don't know.
It wasn't Shan't, it was Can't. But I remember when she came out, it was scandalous. Everyone was like,
that one.
Is that Hannah Montana up here? She came in like a wrecking ball. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hi, guys. I'm Ashley Engle. Welcome to episode 22 of Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, your favorite podcast that no one's ever heard of.
It's actually my least favorite podcast that I have heard of. So I'm a contrarian. I don't go the way of the internet sheeps.
No.
I'm a shepherd. I don't know. I like our podcast. And that brings me to this point, guys. Everybody who listens seems to feel
I mean, that's what they
moderately
say.
lukewarm about us
That's
and our
what they
nonsense.
say.
So just share it with other people.
I love to share moderately lukewarm podcasts with people. I
I-
try to do it once a week at least.
I find that it's the only way to share things.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too hot, you burn your mouth, babies. You gotta get a tepid podcast, a nice little room temp podcast.
Welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the most tepid podcast on the internet.
Hey, everybody who's ready to settle into a slightly uncomfortably cold bath because it's not warm anymore, but it's also not cold. So it's like you can make it 50 minutes with us.
That's right.
You can make it 50 minutes.
And share us with your friends.
Share us with your friends so that they too can sit in a slightly tepid bath with us.
Gross. Oh, God. Hey, guys, welcome to our political extravaganza.
Is this
Did
political?
you know this was
No,
coming?
I did. Well,
Today we got the midterm elections.
buckle up because because Daddy's got some opinions, my babies.
Did you not prepare? Did you not prepare for the political? I'm not going to call it an extravaganza. I'm going to call it a fiasco. Maybe a calamity.
Okay. I have prepared. I've been reading up on all the, every time I drive past a sign,
Yeah.
I read whose name's on it.
Well, that's constantly.
And there's a one political ad. I don't know. I'm not picking sides, babies. I don't like to get political, but here's one thing that's
We're purple.
I keep catching parts of this ad, but not the whole ad. And it's footage of a politician. If you guys know who it is, please let us know.
Yeah.
It's just him in a public forum screaming, "It makes me want to cover myself in gasoline and set myself on fire."
That's real?
It's on an ad.
On the TV?
On the television, see?
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
I haven't
Hey,
seen that.
Listen, well, I mean, I haven't seen it either.
Listen, I
it's
wish I would have. I might have changed my vote.
I'll just listen. He's not tepid.
No, he's not.
Flaming hot for the cause. I haven't seen it, but I always hear it when I'm like in the kitchen making Ben a grilled cheese or something.
Yeah.
And it's like I realize that DVR technology does exist. I could rewind it.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the mystery.
Sure. Living in the moment to moment.
I live moment to moment, the heat of the moment. Song by Asia from the 80s.
Okay. But, okay.
Yeah. I never meant to be so bad to you.
Okay.
One thing I said that I would never do.
Gotcha.
One look from you and I would fall from grace. Sorry. And that would wipe the smile right from my face.
So that brings me to my next point.
Okay, sorry.
If you were running for high school president, were you class officer?
Guys, I don't want to brag.
Oh, but
Ever.
I'm
guys,
gonna.
no, guys, listen. If you go to my dear friend Webster, of the dictionary fame, and you look up humble. You look up humility. You're gonna see a picture of these pearly whites, baby, smiling back at you, saying, "I'm humble. I'm humble. I'm humble. What of it? I'm the most humble, y'all." But
were you a class officer?
I was.
I know the answer.
I was junior class president.
Yeah, you were.
And I was senior class vice president. And junior class president. It's one or the other was supposed to be in charge of planning your high school reunion. And they realized.
Guess who hates you? All the other officers.
They realized 10 years later that they elected the wrong dude. It was a time release though. It was like a time bomb. They learned a decade later when they set up the Facebook group.
They knew. God. They knew.
When they set up the Facebook group to coordinate it, and I was just radio silent the whole time.
But listen, they planned a great reunion.
I definitely couldn't have done it better myself. I would have ruined it.
That's amazing.
Would have ruined it.
But what were we thinking? I, too, was a senior class officer. I was secretary. And at the time, they say...
Recording secretary or like the one who took the minutes?
I don't know.
Okay.
I did nothing my senior year for that. But I was told at the time, you will be planning the reunions. And when you're young, you're 18.
Yeah. What was that like for you? Do you remember? How far back can you remember?
I need you to
okay.
Stop it. But anyway, it's like you don't know what you're signing up for. So to all of our youths, our Gen Z listeners, don't run for senior class office.
Don't do it.
Because 10 years later, you're going to be planning a reunion. 20 years later, you're going to be planning.
I didn't even go to that one.
Into perpetuity.
But the thing about you was you seemed like the type that would have been stoked on planning a thing.
You know what? I'm going to say this. We planned a great reunion.
Oh, you participated?
Of course. I did. Well, of course I did.
Nerd.
You know why? Because I had a responsibility
to fulfill. You did. And
I had a duty.
Honestly, what is the statute of limitations on that? 7 years? And it's 10 later? Mm-hmm. I'm to be held responsible for something I said I would do 10 years ago?
Absolutely.
I forgot what I had for breakfast today.
You signed a contract.
You really did. Social verbal contract.
That's right.
The minute they rolled out to the polls.
That's right.
Vote for Brandon. Change. Hope.
Now listen, if you were going to run for senior class president today, what would your slogan be?
TikTok. TikTok Johnny coming in here.
TikTok. I wish you guys could see the little dance. He's doing a shoulder shimmy.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Hey, everybody. I was going to come up here and give you a boring speech about what I think needs to change in this school, but instead, hit it. TikTok. TikTok.
Would you be alone or would you have backup dancers?
I'd be alone. And when I said hit it, it was to myself because I bend over and I start play on my phone because now, if it would be now, I would have an iPhone and it would just be this really tinny, silent iPhone speaker playing like a Doja Cat song or like a Lady Gaga song.
And it would be you just doing a TikTok dance?
TikTok. Who's ready? Who's ready to roll out to the polls? Time, clock's ticking, time's running out. TikTok dance.
And then the song ends and you just walk off?
And I
drop the mic?
I don't walk off. I strut off victoriously because guess what?
Won
the election. The person who was going to speak after me? Nope.
Can't follow that.
No, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'll get out my phone and I will follow that. That just got a TikTok follow, babies.
Listen, they really do all the campaigning online these days. The kids.
Yeah.
All of it. We used to take poster board and those massive markers that really killed some brain cells the minute you took the cap off.
Yeah.
And we used to make the signs, and we had a slogan.
If they're gonna smell so good, don't make them smell so good.
Don't do it.
They smell like delicious purple.
What?
Not grape. Nothing. No grape flavor or scent smells like actual grape.
No,
it smells like purple.
It smells like a purple popsicle.
So I look over in the corner. I see the burnouts and the jugheads sitting there sniffing on the purple.
And you're like, guys, I got a campaign to win.
I'm up here by the maps, trying to learn stuff. Shuffling through papers, checking out hypotenuses and stuff. I got you back here Just taking big old whiffarooza purple.
Huffin'.
Huff and perp. what are you boys doing this? What are you guys getting into this weekend? Oh, we might go over to Quincy's house and get jazzed off some perp. Huffing on the perp.
Sorry. I feel like if I were going to, thanks for asking. I feel like my slogan would be.
My slogan would be the number one perpetrator, huffing on the perp.
We got to crack down on the huffing, y'all.
A chicken in every pot and a perp in every nose, baby.
Are we for or against?
We're going to graduate to sucking the Freon out of the portable's AC units on a recess.
I feel like my slogan would be, quit being mean.
Okay, well.
Simple, clear. It would look great lettered in all caps.
It would look really, really, really great as a runner-up. It would look wonderful as the nerdy runner-up. Stop being mean.
No, quit being mean.
Quit being mean. Meanwhile, I'm over here.
Tik Tok, Tik Tok.
Tik Tok, huffing on the perp. Who's ready to get this? Cut forward to 10 years, and I'm the one planning your class reunion.
And you guys get what you asked for there.
Just to be clear, guys.
You made your bed, class of 2001.
Listen, I want you to know that in jest, although we jest,
yeah,
I never huffed the perp.
No.
Not even once.
Absolutely not.
Not even once. Now, in passing, was I like drawing a grape? Like drawing a bunch of grapes? And I was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good perp. But never to excess.
Never on purpose.
Oh, see, there you go. That's good punsmanship right there. I like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Ah, guys.
Hey.
And then one day, my family sat me down and said, Brandon, your negative behaviors have affected us in the following ways. 1, we don't have any magic markers in the house anymore. I can't do crafts.
It was an intervention.
I can't draw, guys.
I can't do crafts.
We're intervening because you huffed all the perp. You huffed all the purple markers, and now we tried to have a crafting bazaar.
I tried to draw a rainbow, and all I could get through was Roy G. Biv.
I couldn't even get the V.
I couldn't get the V.
You cut me off at the V.
Let's do a quick Halloween recap. How was your chili, sweetie? How was it?
It was good. It was by no means a replacement for Jeff. But he did FaceTime in.
He FaceTimed in,
and he talked to everybody.
He did. We passed him around.
Do you want to know something that was really funny? He was going around doing the dad thing, as being like, "Oh, what's everybody for Halloween?" Like asking the questions.
Sure.
And then it got passed to me, and he goes, "What are you going as? Bearded middle-aged guy?" And I was like, "Yeah,
bingo.
That's what I go for every day."
Bearded middle-aged guy.
Don't be jelly.
Don't be
what
jelly.
Is, golly, what? Too fast, too furious.
Well, we've said you live in your neighborhood is.
It's Tokyo Drift City. It's where we race for pinks. Yeah. Every time I back out of the driveway, someone pulls up next to me, gives me the nod,
and vroom vroom.
Gives me the vroom vroom, and I go, "Oh, you want to do this?
Yeah.
You want to race for pinks?" And then I look forward, and some random lady inexplicably is holding a scarf.
It's Lindsay.
Getting ready to drop it, yes. And the minute that scarf drops,
fire comes out your exhaust, and spikes come out your hubcaps,
and it's no holds barred. No holds barred, and as a result, I do not have a positive relationship with most of my neighbors.
Well, we knew that already.
That's the
You're
price.
Throwing axes in the backyard.
That's the price of dominance.
That's right. So what were some costume highlights that night? You went trick-or-treating with Benny. What did you see that tickled you? What made you smile?
It was the year of the inflatable dinosaur child.
Lots of them.
Flopping around.
Yes.
Just loosey-goosey like one of those weird inflated mascots that you're like, I can't tell if you're 4'6" or 6'10". I can't tell how tall you are.
It's disconcerting.
And it's flopping, and the kids are running down hills, and kids are stepping on their tails, and they're just face planting. The weirdest.
We're not laughing at her children.
No, well, not right now.
No.
The thing,
in the moment, it's hard to say what we'll do.
Guys, it feels good to laugh.
It feels good
at
to
her
laugh.
Children.
On election day, doesn't it?
that hurt children does not have our vote.
No.
No.
Never.
Never, ever. Don't do it. It makes me want to cover myself in gasoline and set myself on fire.
Guys, quit it with the crazy ads.
Dude.
So costume highlights for you, inflatable dinosaurs.
Inflatable dinosaur.
Were they the ones where people are riding the dinosaur or just the full body?
Great question. It was just the full body.
Sure.
And so you see this dinosaur that's literally as big as a house.
Yeah.
But the kid's face is in its chest.
Yes.
So it's like you got all this excess dinosaur on top of your head.
Yes.
And you can't control it. Ben was going trick-or-treating. I will say that I had a lot of respect for this. Ben's friend, who he went trick-or-treating with this year, he went as a Harry Potter character.
Which
but
one?
He went as Cedric Diggory. What a deep cut for a costume.
That's a deep cut.
Right? One film and out.
Whoa.
Out on top, C. Diggs.
So he was a Hufflepuff.
He was Huff and Perp. Oh. Yes, he was. And the thing about it is, several people you could tell like pegged it as what it was because they know the house colors.
Yeah, yellow.
Because they could
They're
look,
yellow.
They're yellow. Yeah, not purple. They're yellow. And so they saw him and they were like, Cedric Diggory. Because really, the most famous Hufflepuff.
Yeah, there's really...
He's the only Hufflepuff worth
Luna.
mentioning. Is Luna Lovegood a Hufflepuff?
I think Luna's a
I
Hufflepuff.
thought Luna was a Gryffindor.
Is she a Raven? She is. I'm sorry. Apologies to the Potterheads.
I feel
There's
like
a lot of them that listen.
there's
Some crossover.
the thing is, guys, we like to use our massive and wildly successful professional platform to promote, up and coming films and books.
Yeah, stuff nobody knows about.
So, guys, get out there and read about this boy wizard.
Yeah.
Read about him.
Yeah.
Tell his story.
Yeah.
Tell his tale.
You'll be glad you did.
You'll be glad you did. It'll be a magical experience.
It will.
Oh,
so
hey,
I got it.
actor that played Hagrid passed away the other day.
I know.
It's a bummer.
I know.
Yeah.
He's great. I got to say, the costume highlight for me this year, and this...
You did not let me grieve appropriately for that just now.
We're
You moved on very
I'm
fast.
sorry. Apologies.
We're going to run in one of those in memoriam sections like they do on the Oscars.
We are. We'll link it at the end. But no, that really is sad.
Yeah, it is a bummer. He was amazing.
So this was a costume highlight. It was unexpected.
Okay.
So Asher went trick-or-treating with some buddies. One of his best friends, his best pals.
Buddies.
There was a group of them. Asher went as werewolf. Another buddy went as Michael Myers.
Yeah, classic.
It was a terrifying costume.
Violent.
It was a very good mask.
Yeah.
Asher's was pretty good too. This other pal, you know what he went as?
What?
Spider-Man. However, he prefaced it with this. I'm going to go with Spider-Man, but like a casual Spider-Man.
Okay.
And I thought, I wonder what that's going to be.
Yeah.
It was Spider-Man body,
Okay.
no mask,
Uh-huh.
hoodie, casual Spider-Man. It worked.
Well,
I got it.
That
tickled me. That made me laugh.
It's
Casual Spider-Man.
Well, he should have been like Crocs and a silken kimono.
Well, we could have added some layers, but I felt like it was very appropriate. And I knew exactly. I saw him and I was like, oh, I get it. I see it.
You got other kids just battling through the whole inflatable dinosaur situation. This
You
kid
could have
shows
been
up and
cash.
this kid shows up in a hoodie.
You know what? They got the same amount of candy.
That's true.
And he was comfy all night. I'm just saying it's brilliant. I think we need to start singing casual versions of all of our favorite. Next year, we're going to see those dinos in hoodies.
Dude, the giant hoodie. It would have to be so big to go over the dino's head.
But the tiny arms, there would be flopping arms.
T-Rex, you're swimming in that thing. It's like you're wrapped up in the parachute from gym class.
Yes. So the teenage party in my backyard was a success. There was no lip syncing.
Well, okay. So it was a success then?
Total success.
Now, was there lip syncing, or was there TikTok dance?
No, these fellas aren't into the TikToks.
Yet.
I mean...
You get a couple huffs of perp in those boys, and they're going to be right out here in these TikTok
not.
Streets.
Absolutely
shaking
not.
a tail feather.
That's right.
Listen, here's how you meet ladies. TikTok. TikTok dance.
And you know what, guys? We're on TikTok. We're on all the platforms at CHWH Pod. But I'll tell you what I don't like. And then that's TikTok.
Is TikTok.
I don't enjoy it.
We fear what we do not understand.
It's true. Listen, we're most active on Instagram, guys.
It's because it's photos.
It's our preferred
It's just a
medium.
little take a little picture.
Yeah, it's a visual.
Take a little
So is
picture.
TikTok, but I just, can I tell you what gives me just the cringiest of cringes?
Is older people like if I were on TikTok doing TikTok dances,
Not even that.
that would make me cringe.
I mean, that's bad. But here's what's...
But I'll catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror sometimes and cringe. So that makes sense.
Stop
It makes sense that I would not frequent my TikTok feed.
my own account. My feed. Is that what we call it? My feed?
I think, and there's a thing called like a For You page, and people will be like, it showed up on my FYP, and that means For You page, I
Just
think.
use the words. They're
Yeah.
not that long.
It's literally the same amount of syllables.
It really is.
For You page.
Makes no sense. But guys, when I come upon a group of youths and they are trying to, this doesn't happen as often as it used to, thankfully. Maybe it's because I don't hang out with as many youths as I used to as a teacher and a pastor.
Yeah.
But when I would come upon them and they would be doing a TikTok dance.
Just youthin'.
I can't.
Yeah.
Or no, the actual worst is to be on a beach. A beach is the worst because people are scantily clad.
Scantily clad.
And they're doing a photo shoot out there.
Shamelessly.
Completely oblivious to the rest of the beach. This goes on for hours.
Do you know what I like to
It
do?
ruins my day.
It ruins a beach.
It ruins the beach.
I like to
Get out of here with
I
it.
like to catch.
That's my campaign slogan. Get out of here with your beach
Get out of
photo
here with
shoots.
your beach TikToks.
Yeah,
Don't
put that
do
on
it.
a poster.
God, you were talking about your plosives before this episode, and then you just hit it hard with a put that on
Put that on a poster.
I like to catch, this happened the other day actually.
Okay.
I like to catch a couple of youths mid TikTok,
Okay.
and they notice me catch them and get really embarrassed.
Good.
Yeah. I was at
They
I was
should.
at a showing the other day, and there were some kids just inexplicably by the building
Dancing?
set up a phone.
Ew.
TikTok.
No.
TikTok dance.
No.
Fire it up.
What'd you do? Did you bomb it?
I said,
Photo
hey.
bomb it?
I said, hey, have you not heard my sister's campaign slogan? Have you not heard it?
Ashley for Prez.
Ashley for Prez, if it shuts this business down, I will drive you to the White House myself right now.
Hey, quit being mean, guys.
Excuse me, Mr. President, you are relieved of duty. My sister, my wildly inexperienced, underqualified sister, she's gonna come in here and she's gonna shut TikTok down. Yeah. But don't worry, because she knows the Bible, and she's and the thing about her
Listen,
is
what you have said is literally
it's
something.
what you would vote for.
No, it's what a former president.
Listen.
That was his deal.
I'm going to shut down TikTok. I know the Bible. And here's the thing, guys. I want you to know that my sister, I'm Brandon Birdwell, and I approve this message.
Yes.
I am endorsing my sister for president of the United States because she's got such a wonderful handle on her emotions. And I think that in highly, highly stressful emotional situations,
Yeah.
she'll keep it together.
She'll keep it. You know what? It takes a strong person to show emotion.
It does.
And I think we need to see more of that from our leaders.
That's just something emotional people say.
Hey, you know what?
Tell me
Quit
about
being mean.
Well, listen,
Quit being mean, Ashley for Prez.
2024.
2024. So speaking of lip
Mr.
syncing,
President, I'm pleading with you, Mr. President. Joe, good Joe, Big Joe,
Joe from DC.
Joe from DC, folksy Joe, riding the rails. He loves trains. He wears Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, folksy Joe. You're relieved of duty. My sister's coming. And TikTok,
Bang.
I'm looking at you. Bang.
Wouldn't that be great?
Being president would be the worst job in the world.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if TikTok were gone.
No, I know.
And
But
people love TikTok. For
But
those of you
TikTok
out
will
there who
never
love
be
TikTok,
gone. TikTok will never be gone until you step up.
I'm trying.
Step it up.
I'm running a campaign.
No, but listen, President of the United States, I do not envy anyone who takes on that
No,
role.
no.
Because to me, and again, as a highly educated political pundit,
Sure.
who knows
So much.
everything. I'm a Dukakis guy, babies. I'm a Nader man. I like to show up on vote day and I toss a ballot in the trash can for Dukakis. I say, hey, who's the guy Who's the guy who's going to take us to the top? It's Ross Perot, and I'm going to toss my ballot in the fishbowl. And then I'm going to toss my business card in the other fishbowl, and I might win a Jason's Deli. They draw it out on election day, and I'm eating salads, and TikTok's gone, and Dukakis is swept into office. Anyways, guys, here's the thing.
This all sounds great.
I know.
This sounds great and very worthwhile.
But as a very successful, well-respected, highly touted political pundit who's very strong, I just feel like president of the United States is an impossible job. You can't do it. You can't do it right.
Well, you're going to make everybody mad.
You can't make everybody happy.
Which is my nightmare.
Can't make all the people happy all the time.
I know. And so, to those of you faithfully serving in public office, and we know a lot of you guys out in D.C., you're listening.
Yeah.
You're keeping your ear to the ground.
A lot of
you
you
want to know
guys-
what's happening in Oklahoma.
A lot of you guys are you're in your congressional offices, taking a quick TikTok break.
Yeah.
You're checking in on us.
Yeah, we're on there.
On this big pod.
Yeah.
You're checking on us. And I'll tell you what, guys, some of you are paying attention and some of you are huffing perp out there. And I don't know which is which, but get your face out the markers.
Quit being mean, guys. Ashley for Prez.
Ashley for Prez.
So, speaking of lip syncing at this teenage party, it didn't happen. But our friend Heather, who used to be on the Broadway, my bestie,
She did.
she reminded us that she attended my lip sync birthday party. Guys, if you didn't listen to the last episode, Brandon was making major fun of a birthday party that I had, which was a lip sync show.
That birthday party made fun of itself.
Well,
I did not need to do anything.
it kind of did, but we need everyone to know, and a lot of you out there know Heather. She's very famous.
She really is.
She is.
I get a little starstruck around her.
I know.
Yeah.
She informed me that she was there. She reminded me, and that her number was "Can't Touch This."
Yeah, it was. Which is hilarious because she's the one that wound up on Broadway.
She is.
And the other people were doing the Broadway number.
She was doing hip hop.
I think that she was just getting well-rounded. I like to think that Heather was on a trajectory, a rocket ship to stardom as a fly dancer on In Living Color.
Yes.
A hippie hop dancing
That
lady.
fits.
She
That
was
fits.
she was on her way to tour with Queen Latifah. She was paprika with salt and pepper. She was gonna jump in there and she was gonna
Spice
mix
Girls.
it up. She was gonna take DJ Spinderella's place. But she showed up to that party.
And
She showed up to that party baggy pants.
Yes.
Ready to do that MC Hammer dance
typewriter?
where he goes like across the way.
Yes.
And she witnessed the most emotional performance of a Miserable song.
and that's what changed her whole life.
She came to the party
Yeah.
a fly girl,
Yes.
and she left a Liza lady.
Yes. A starlet.
On my own.
My music hits me so hard. It was a mashup.
Dude, listen, you ain't got nothing on this dorky party, Glee. We were doing mashups back in the 90s.
Creativity that's just, you can't even fathom it.
You can't touch this.
You can't touch it. So I was asking my family, I was doing a poll, which Halloween candy reigns supreme? Because I'll tell you what's not great is having all these mini candy bars around. Normally, I'm not a sweets girl. We've talked about this.
I'm not a sweets girl either.
I know, we're savory.
We're savory folk.
We like
the
savory.
The Birdwell lineage is primarily a savory folk. There are some outliers that like a sweet, but primarily savory folk.
We like a savory, but I don't like having the mini candy bars around because they don't count.
You just
calorie-wise.
those are
Eat them at will.
supplemental.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I asked my family, Hope says Butterfinger.
I have very strong opinions about Butterfinger.
Hate it?
It's the most unnecessary candy in the world.
False.
You're
You
gonna get a lot.
combine-
You're gonna get a lot of heat in the comments on that because
you are. Hot takes.
people like Butterfinger,
Mm-hmm.
like youth girls like Taylor
TikTok.
Swift
Oh,
and TikTok.
they like dancing to Taylor Swift on TikTok.
They like them both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is the Butterfinger of music.
Sure.
The people that love her
Love her.
will stab you for her.
Yeah.
Like no lie.
Yeah.
A Swiftie, you don't want to catch a Swiftie in a dark alley if you cast aspersions on Taylor Swift.
No, sir.
Because Queen Tay-Tay
Mm-hmm.
has them sharpening up those shanks, baby.
Yeah, she does.
I've got an open wound on my side right now. On the way over here.
Because I disparaged her in a public place.
I said, I didn't even disparage her. I just said, Taylor's most recent album's not my favorite.
Oh,
Searing pain.
yes.
In my rib cage.
Blinding. Before you
Blinding.
you didn't even know what happened.
I didn't even know what happened. And I was literally about to say, but if it's good for you, that's cool. Like, I was trying to be nice, but not this Swifty. Swift to the ribs.
So Hope says Butterfinger. Asher says Whoppers. And I tend...
I like
I'm
a
sorry.
Whopper.
Ashley says that.
You don't remember yours.
Well, no, Ash and Asher. I said Whoppers.
I like a Whopper. I like a Whopper.
Love. Harrison, Whoppers and Reese's.
Reese's is so hard to beat.
It really is.
So hard to beat.
It is. Jeff says Kit Kat.
Kit Kat plays in the it plays in the same sandbox as a Reese's for me.
Do you know what got left out of this list? A Twix.
I was just about to say a Twix.
Do you like one?
I love a Twix.
Yeah, me too.
It's texturally very pleasing.
Yes, totally. Very.
It's the only candy with the cookie crunch, and it has the nice the soft, but then your crunch, and then you get that. It's also you get multiples of it in the same thingy, and I really like that a lot.
Yeah, same.
Because I like the process. I like to be done with my first Twix and then be like, oh man, a Twix is gone. But then I go, oh,
I got a whole
but
nother
here's
one.
another Twix, and then I shove it into my face.
Yeah,
But I don't even chew it.
totally. Maybe we'll do a poll on socials. Which Halloween candy reigns supreme?
I'm just gonna tell you all right now that Butterfinger is a trash candy. Is a basura candy because Zeke had to correct
Our
me
language
that
consultant.
I
Spanish.
I conflated two palabras. No, it's not palabras. What's palabras? Is that question?
Okay, you've really waded in here,
Dang it.
and now you're making it worse.
I do Spanish really good.
So, how are we feeling about Christmas decor and music so soon?
It's too soon.
Do we feel too soon?
I feel like it's too soon, but again,
For those of you who are sitting around your trees right now, Heather, we don't want to disparage you because, what works for you is what works for you. Does it work for me? No. It's a little early for me. There's a 15-foot skeleton in a yard on the way to school next door.
Producer just looked up. Yes, palabra says words. I didn't. I was okay.
Okay.
I was okay.
You did it. You really did it.
I did it. Thank you. And for helping me out right there, pal. I really appreciate it.
I'm so amazed that he was tracking with us.
He was. I didn't even ask him to look it up.
He's doing Sudoku today.
He's a numbers man.
He's a numbers man. So anyway, I do think it's a little soon. I did get in my car though today, and sometimes randomly when I turn on my audio, it'll just pick up, randomly with like a playlist or a song. Andy Williams' Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Well,
7:30 a.m. full volume.
it's too early. Not in the morning, but it's too early in the season.
Well, I don't know. It kind of got me going today.
Cody has already been sending me and our friends all Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
He just
he's
jumps
ready.
the gun. The thing is, I love Thanksgiving. It's just you don't get there's not a lot of
Decor.
decor it's like the same stuff as before kind of. It's like cornucopias and
Turkey lurkeys.
turkey lurkeys. That sort of stuff. Rotten pumpkins. It's all of that stuff. But the thing is, there's not movies and stuff for it. There's not a Thanksgiving batch of movies that I really care to watch.
No.
So I feel like that's a drag. And there's
It
not
is a
Thanksgiving music.
You don't want to jump the gun because you want to conserve them, the Christmas movies, but you don't want to.
You don't want to find yourself too late in the season scrambling at the end.
To catch it. We kind of did that with Halloween. We caught up this weekend.
Man, we did not do a great job.
It's really shameful, your performance.
I agree.
As long as you know.
You know how much shame I feel because I'm not coming up with some smart aleck stupid
It's
response.
true. It's true.
I'm literally.
You didn't push back, so I know I've got you.
I'm owning this right now.
So sports have ended for the moment.
Hey,
I'm going to give an update. The season didn't end the way we wanted for the Cougars. This was Harrison's football team, but we're still taking some good things away from the season.
sure.
The Mighty Mighty Wolves.
Oh, yes.
They were in the playoffs.
Yes, they were.
Lost in the first round.
Okay, but you know what?
They were division champs.
There you go. These are called building blocks.
Totally. Now the Hotspurs, which is our soccer team,
Hot Spurs.
the Hotspurs.
Hot spur, like a spur.
Yeah,
Cowboys spurs that are hot.
Well, no, that's what I thought. But the names were chosen for us. They're based on football teams, in the UK.
Oh,
This is based on Tottenham.
the Tottenham Hotspurs.
Tottenham Hotspurs.
It's kind of fun to say.
Right?
Phonetically
And so this
pleasing.
was Hope's soccer team. They were also dominant in their soccer division. So we're ending the season. We're good.
Yeah.
But we're done. We mercifully have some margin in the shedge. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's lovely.
You've been very stupidly
Busy.
scheduled and busy.
It's been a busy fall.
And guys, listen, Ashley, your behaviors have affected me negatively in the
Have
following ways.
they? Oh, let's
I've
tell
had to,
some
yeah,
more.
yeah, guys, listen, I have had to schedule around her
Okay, Mr.
so many times.
Okay.
So many times.
So that being said, I've had an eye twitch for 3 weeks. Do you get
Okay.
an eye twitch? We've never talked about it. Is it genetic?
I have. Mom does. I have, but they're few and far between. It's not like a regular occurrence for me.
Man, it's been going on for 3 weeks and it's about to do me in. I feel like it's noticeable to others. I know that it's due to lack of sleep and stress. I know these things. So maybe now that sports are over, this will diminish. I'll keep you posted.
What we're saying to your children is that your activities have forced your mother into a place where her eye is twitching.
Yeah.
And you've made your mother miserable.
False. I've loved every minute.
There's too many of you.
False.
And
Love you all.
one of you needs to volunteer as tribute.
Amazing. Another big thing that's happened this week. My oldest got braces. And we mercifully, I'm going to use that word again. I keep using it, guys, mercifully. I'm
I'm going to ask the ushers to.
going to ask the ushers at this time to bring the communion. But we thought originally we were going to have to do the palate expander.
I had to do the palate expander.
I know. Just those words strike fear into the heart of us, one Brandon Birdwell.
Yeah. Yeah. The first night I had it, you're supposed to crank it open. So essentially what you're doing is you're cranking your mouth and breaking it. Like
It's a medieval torture
It really
device.
is. And so
No, it's not, kids.
you have to stick it.
For all of you who have to
you
get
have
them,
to-
they're fine.
Trust me, it is. You have to stick a key in it and then crank it. And on the first night, it's like, I didn't know what to do. So Mom, Crindy, was going to crank it for me, crank that
course
soldier
she
boy.
was.
And she came down and dropped the key down my throat, straight down my throat. So here I am.
She reminded me of this.
Night one. You're slowly over time breaking my mouth.
Your palate.
And the first thing you choose to do, just to add a little insult to injury, is drop the key down my throat.
As if she meant to do it on purpose.
And
Because
also-
I'll tell you what, that was as traumatic, if not more, for her than it was for you.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
as a mother, you're doing that to your kid. You know, ultimately it's for their good, but in the moment, come on.
Hey, Brandon, get over here. Let's break your face one key turn at a time.
Listen, earlier you were talking about your pearly whites.
That same.
Your smile today is due to that.
My smile today is due to my mom throwing a key down my throat and then breaking my face.
Stop.
That very same week, I got sick, got like a stomach bug or something.
Oh gosh,
and,
don't talk about it.
And I did some very serious horking with a palate expander in the top of my mouth. And there's nothing worse than getting a whole mess of barf stuck up inside of a
I
palate
cannot believe you
expander.
just told that story. Sorry, listeners.
What have you met me? What about
I
me?
have.
What about me would indicate that you should be like that? You shouldn't believe that I just told my barfing and my palate expander story.
All I'm saying is, Crindy reminded me of that story, and she said, "I'll tell you what you need to do, is tie a string around that key and
true.
tie it to your wrist."
It's true.
What did you do? Did you just have to let nature take its course?
No,
or did you fish it out of
I
there?
hacked it up.
You did?
Yes.
I'm thinking of Job from Arrested Development.
It really
where
was.
he
It really
swallows the key.
Yeah, it was the worst. Like I had to hork it back up,
Okay.
and then
You've used the word hork.
Mom didn't even give me like she wasn't even like, oh hey, let's take a break and do this later. She's like, all right, let's break your face now.
Okay.
Let's get back in there.
You owe your smile to
Let me tell you
Crindy.
something. Crindy is ice cold, babies. When it comes to orthodontia,
She don't play.
She don't play around.
You know why? 'Cause she paid for those, and we're getting our money's worth.
Brandon, does this hurt? Do you need something? Would you like to huff a little perp before I crank your palate expander?
Stop it right now. So I want to get into some.
Would you like to huff a little perp before I crank your palate expander? It's a pretty good title. Oh, guys,
I'll
it's
need
all
to think about
it's all born out of reality. These
It
are
really is.
these are all things that happen.
These things weren't on the agenda.
Nope.
So I want to get into some accidental texts. And as you all know, those of you who've been with us for a while,
Dear friends and loyal potties.
friends and loyal potties, these are texts that you receive accidentally.
It's right there in the name.
If you receive these, we want you to send them to us.
On
DM
purpose.
them
Send them to us on purpose.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Because we think they're hilarious. So once again, our champion accidental text receiver, Zeke.
I'm starting to think Zeke just goes out and buys burners and texts himself hilarious stuff so that he can
Just
send
so
them
he
in.
can get shout outs.
Dude, well, I mean, listen.
Zeke would never.
These are they're all so good.
They're so good.
They're like a team of comedy writers sat down and like wrote them out.
They are. So Zeke says this. Hi, Everett. Long time no see. Heard you opened a new cafe. Is it open yet?
Okay, so a couple problems with that.
So Zeke responds, and this is the problem. He keeps responding.
Yeah.
So these people have him in some kind of a ring. Zeke says, yes, it's called Mount Everett's. What do you think?
Dig
And
it.
no response.
Yeah, I feel like, and that's what I told him when he sent us that one. Is I was like, dude, you were too smart for the room on that one.
Yes.
Like this person who heard that you opened a cafe,
I
but
don't
wants
think
to
it- I
know
don't
if it's
think they
open yet. They got boxed into a corner by your rapier wit.
Yes.
Your incredible cutting, biting sense of humor, and they said, hands up, white flag. I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm outie.
The next one comes from Jeff, my husband. It says, hi, Helen. Milo and I are on our way to the coffee shop where we had a meeting with you yesterday. When will you come? Milo seems happy to see you. Followed by a picture of a beautiful young woman with a cute dog.
Oh, that's Milo?
That's Milo.
Milo's a dog.
Once again, I say, step off.
Step off.
Step off.
Step off with your dog-friendly coffee shop dates.
I don't buy it.
So
So you're trying to lure some people in.
listen, back alley rib shank is what that is.
That's what that is.
That's
It's
what
a
that is.
rib shank from a Swiftie.
Rib shank from a Swiftie.
Title.
I'm bleeding out from a rib shank from a Swiftie.
Totally. So what you watching, reading, or listening to this week, B?
We're getting caught up on Lego Masters because
Yeah.
we love the Lego Masters.
That's a family experience for you guys.
And yeah, it really is. It's wonderful.
Will Arnett hosts,
Will Arnett hosts.
which is reason enough to watch.
And totally. And so we've been catching up on that this week. Listening to, this is recent as of today, or yesterday rather, because I got asked last minute to open up for
Yeah, you
a guy named
did.
Josiah Johnson at a venue called Pony Boy in Oklahoma City tomorrow night. So the night that the pod comes out, right?
Yeah,
So if you
Wednesday
guys
night.
looking for something to do, come check him out. He is one of the founding members of the band The Head and the Heart, who I
Yes.
love. So I'm super honored to open up for him. So I've been listening to his solo stuff to just, I find that it's helpful to try to listen to their stuff when you're opening for them so that you don't play something stupid that throws the vibe of their show off.
Yeah, you don't want to throw off the
I'm
vibe.
thoughtful
Yes.
and humble
Yes.
and
Also,
strong.
it gives you time to develop thoughtful TikTok numbers.
Listen, guys, I don't need time to develop TikTok numbers. I'm a
Rolodex.
spontaneous Rolodex of TikTok dances.
So I finished watching, and I shared this with the listeners several weeks ago, the series on Netflix called The Watcher. I finally finished that. I feel like, and I'm no spoilers, but I feel like we could have trimmed that series by a couple episodes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? By the last two, I was like, okay, let's wrap it up.
I like my entertainment in like short bursts, like a
Like
TikTok dance.
Like TikTok numbers. So the other night, we watched a family movie. You know what Jeff recommended
What?
that I actually ended up enjoying way more than I thought I would?
All three John Wicks.
No, because we were watching with the children.
God, love John Wick. The boys got to learn.
Okay. Jeff recommended Skyscraper, the 2018 action thriller.
With DTRJ?
DTRJ.
Yeah.
Because one thing, if you know one thing about my husband, you'll
He
know
he
that
loves DTRJ?
he loves DTRJ.
Doesn't DTRJ have like one leg or no legs in that movie?
Yeah, prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
And he's still climbing
He's
skyscrapers.
Still scraping,
Still saves
still
the day.
scraping skies.
Yeah, saves the day.
He does. He always does.
He always does. But we watched that. I got to say, I enjoyed it much more than I thought because it got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Was it action packed? Was it a fueled romp.
Fires, explosions,
Prosthetic legs, rocks, giant former pro wrestlers
Helicopters.
hanging from helicopters, like that landing gear part.
No, he literally climbed it on the outside
he did.
with no safety gear.
One leg.
I believed it.
Well, listen, DTRJ, if there's one thing he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He's the people's champion. He's got the people's eyebrow. He's got the most fun but least practical finishing move of all time. You remember the people's elbow? No. Where you have to literally be a dead person for him to have the time to do all the pageantry that precedes the actual like death blow. He stands over you while you're laying in the middle of the ring. He kind of kicks your arm in, and then he takes off his elbow pad as if to say, the sharp stuff's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. And then you'd think he drops the elbow right then. No. He runs to one rope.
Yep.
Back, jumps over you to the other rope.
Sure.
Comes and stands over you. Does a whole like finish thing. Elbow to the chest.
I'll tell you what, that could be my move. I got some sharp bows.
You do, but I don't like. You literally the person has to be like, like perked out of their brain, laying on the ground.
After I put the hurting on him.
He had
the
sure.
match.
That's you. Let me tell you something. You
In that wrestling.
Aside from being an incredible wrestler, you're wonderful on the mic. You are the main attraction. Hollywood Hulk Hogan over here.
I really am.
Pastor Blaster's coming for you, brother. I've been up and down the West Coast. I've been down to the East Coast. I've seen everything in this country, and I'll tell you what, there's no one big enough to take out PB. Pastor Blaster, brother. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Sounds exactly like me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh no, she's got the Bible.
Brandon Birdwell. The sacrilege. So we're still in it with Bachelor in Paradise. Speaking of sacrilege.
It was on our television last night. Now, I say that because I spent the time, because I'm very cool, cool. I spent that time with headphones on watching tutorial videos on a recording program called Ableton Live.
TikTok.
TikTok. So I was watching TikToks on Ableton, and but I saw the dummies' dumb faces on the show, but I didn't hear their dumb voices.
I'll tell you what. This season is something else.
Tell me about it.
And I shared last episode about how my husband, the analytical engineer, introduced a term called vibing risk.
Amazing.
Because I'll tell you what these guys are talking a lot about. Vibing.
Vibes.
Vibing.
It's all about vibing.
It is.
Let me tell you something. If you're not vibing,
get off the beach.
Get off the beach.
Get off it.
Get off the beach. If you're not vibing, if you're taking TikTok vids, these are the two non-negotiable. Don't do them on my beach.
Don't do it.
Go up, talk to Wells.
Go
talk to Wells at the bar.
Go talk to Jesse Palmer.
Go get you a bowl of loudmouth soup.
That's right.
You just shut up. You shut up.
So Jeff made note of some more vibing risks this week because what's happened is everything's been turned upside down, guys.
Topsy-turvy.
They
Cattywampus.
Cattywampus. You have all these everybody's vibing.
It's vibes left and right.
Left and right.
You walk into them. They're like spider webs.
It really is. You can't take a step on the beach without vibing with someone. So then all the ladies are taken to another resort. Whole new group of ladies.
That's what you got to do.
Whole new group of ladies.
That's right.
And then there's a new group of dudes who go with the girls to the other thing.
How were the vibes?
Risky
business
is what I'm saying.
Listen.
And Jeff also made note of this. We've been watching it on the ABC app because we don't watch live TV anymore. Who does? You know what I mean? Jeff made note of this. So many pharmaceutical companies ads in between, commercial breaks. And he said, this is my husband and it's amazing. He watches everything with an analytical eye. He goes, man, I'm either old or promiscuous or both. If I watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, that's what they're
targeting.
Target market.
It's targeting. So anyway, it is, I'm ashamed that I watch it, but I'm
ashamed of you.
You should be because I cannot wait to see what happens with these crazy kids in Paradise.
I can tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can tell you what's going to happen.
Like 2 people will get engaged.
Yeah.
It won't last.
No. But I'll tell you what there will be all along the way.
Vibes.
There will be so many vibes.
So many vibes. So I also wanted to say I've been listening a lot to Penny and Sparrow because Friday.
Same. That's true. I have as well.
Friday night, we're going to see them here in OKC at the Tower. They are my absolute favorite. And we're kind of recreating my birthday dinner from when I turned 40.
Yeah.
Going to dinner pre.
Man, if they walk by again,
Please.
I will track them down.
Please.
And I'll be like, remember me?
Remember me?
From that one time when I came up and did this exact same thing? You want some perp?
Do a TikTok with me right now.
Can I do a TikTok to one of your really slow, sad songs?
Let's make a TikTok to a Penny and Sparrow song and then tag them in
But
it.
just doing like really standard TikTok moves, but to like the slowest, saddest music ever.
All the while making like intense eye contact.
Single
with the
tear.
single tear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gross.
I mean, I'm into it.
So guys, we're going to do something really exciting this holiday season. We're just going to set it up today. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for more information about this. But guys, you are such an incredible group of people. The Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Nation. The warmest hearts around.
Warmest hearts
All
around.
across the globe. We're going to join hands.
Yeah.
We're going to join hearts.
Gonna do it both with joining hands and joining hearts.
And we're going to do some good.
And we're gonna crush TikTok. Oh no,
We're going to do some good.
yeah.
Okay, for the holidays.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your
So
thing.
you guys know that we have a special place in our hearts for the U.S. island territory of Guam.
We really do.
We have a field producer there named Mindy and her family.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground in Guam. Guys, Mindy and her family are involved with a very special project there called Friends in Need, where every Wednesday, I believe, they take lunch to the unhoused people who gather in their local park. And I think it would be absolutely amazing if this community could come together and sponsor a meal or two for Friends in Need
Yeah.
and help spread some holiday cheer on Guam.
I think that would be great.
It would. And so, guys, we're going to set up a GoFundMe or something in the coming week.
Producer is on it. as we
Producer's
speak.
on it. He's Sudoku-ing.
He's Sudokuing, but he's gonna do this too.
He is.
He's gonna do
'Cause
this
we
too.
pay him in
he's gonna do
cookies.
this too, or he's done.
Or no more cookies for you.
You're finished here, pal.
That's right. And so, guys, stay tuned for that. But be thinking about it. We just, you're the actual best listeners out there. And we know that if we come together, we can do something good. So this is going to be our holiday project, Friends in Need on the U.S. island territory of Guam.
Of Guam.
Come with us to Guam.
Yeah. I was looking back at the agenda. Guys, this is how not spontaneous my sister is. Is she underneath during the intros? She wrote in that she needed to say blarg.
No, I just write these out as a stream of consciousness.
Because she was saying, quit. She goes, midterm elections. Am I right? Quit being mean. Quit it with the mean ads. And then the next line is blarg. She wrote it in there, guys.
Cold hands, warm hearts, blarg.
Blarg.
No, I just write these in a stream of consciousness to help convey the emotions I'm feeling in the moment.
You were feeling very blarg.
I was. So, guys, I'll tell you what, Crindy has been on an absolute roll with her reviews lately. She has sent me not one, but 2 reviews in the last couple of days. This last one is for a movie called See How They Run.
Okay.
And here's what she says. So I was finally able to find a movie that didn't have any nudie patootie,
Yeah.
gun violence, in parentheses, just a little, or drugs or horrible language running all through it. See How They Run is a stylized, colorful, sometimes convoluted romp through the 1953 London theater scene. Which I'll tell you what, 1953 was a big year for the London theater.
Yeah.
The cast is absolutely loaded with the likes of Adrian Brody, Sam Rockwell, in parentheses, National Treasure, who reminds me of a relative on the Glenn side. Did you know that she felt that way?
No.
I didn't either.
No.
Saoirse Ronan, best spelling,
Saoirse?
Saoirse Ronan.
Okay.
Richard Attenborough, for heaven's sake, and many others you will recognize. According to IMDb, See How They Run is a fan fiction based on Agatha Christie's longest-running play, The Mousetrap. It's a bit confusing with split scenes that weave in and out as the audience try to solve the murder of a pivotal cast member. Adrian Brody as the flawed Inspector Stoddard and Saoirse Ronan as an eager rookie constable stalker find themselves thrown into a puzzling whodunit within the glamorous, sordid theater underground, investigating the mysterious homicide at their own peril. For all my former English 3 students, I'm quoting IMDb here, and I did use quotation marks. Remember those? All of this to say this little diversion is a palate cleanser if you have some time and you've already voted. You have voted, right? Good one, Crindy. She also has a great one for next week. She reviews Holiday grocery shopping.
The act of holiday grocery shopping.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Big doings here.
Big doings. What's your warm heart this week?
Crindy actually sent me she listened to, here's another plug for the 15 Minutes of podcast.
Yes.
The second episode came out today.
Dropped today.
So it's out there. We will link it in the show notes. Michael Trepanier and Aaron Newberry. Thanks for having me, guys. Hi, guys. And she sent me a really sweet follow-up to that. Just kind of was very affirming, just talking about like how it was cool to hear me talk about some of that stuff that maybe I haven't talked to her about or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was just really sweet of her she sent me a really nice text today. So
I thought you were going to say Crindy for dropping that key down my throat.
Dropping that key down my throat so many years ago.
So all those years ago. My warm heart is just this beautiful slow weekend that we had. Spent a lot of time in the backyard, around the fire, playing cornhole. Just good weekend with family. Jeff was home. Can't beat it.
Well,
surrounded by autumn colors, fall foliage.
You can beat Jeff being home if you've got enough chili.
If
you've got enough chili, you don't need Jeff. Go, 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 go. He's got him now, and I'm glad he left. Go, go, go. I'm eating chili, but it don't have beans. You should have seen the chili when I put in the bean. Didn't have it. Didn't have it. I had to bail on it. Anyways, guys.
Follow us on the socials,
Yeah, follow
guys.
us on the socials. Even TikTok. Even TikTok until Ashley destroys it, guys. Thanks for listening. Help us out with Guam. Keep being the warmest hearts around. All right.
Bye.